Welcome back to Women in the Businesses They Own podcast. Yay! Welcome to season 2, episode 1. This is where we share the stories behind the women, the passion, and the purpose that drive their businesses forward. Today's guest is Courtney Yarch, owner of Harmonic Egg and Wellness GR, a unique wellness experience centered around relaxation, frequencies, light, sound, and creating space for healing and restoration. This conversation is one of curiosity, courage, and stepping into a business that truly reflects who you are. So, Courtney, welcome to the podcast. And I absolutely have to just say one thing is what is behind you?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you all about it in a little bit, but this is the Harmonic Egg. It is not a spaceship. It is not a time machine. It is a light sound resonant chamber, and it has changed my life and the lives of many in my community so far. And I'm going to tell you all about it because you're going to love it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm really excited for this show today because I love light, sound, frequencies. I love grounding, all of that. So
Mhm.
this is right up my alley. I love hearing more and learning more. But let's go ahead and just start from the very beginning. Tell me a little bit more about you. Take us back as far as you want to go, up to present day. Tell us more about you personally and professionally.
I'm born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I, like most people who are on the healing journey, I've had a little bit of craziness in my childhood and young adult years. And I got really good at burying those emotions because, you have to keep your head above water. I can function in life, I can function in society. And sometimes that means burying down emotions. And let me tell you, I taught fitness classes for about 20 years. And I know how to journal and I know how to deep breathe and I know how to, as calm as I can be. I've tried all the tricks and definitely I have lived life great. But in September of 2024, we had a little bit of crazy family mess and all of my trauma kind of from the past that I thought I was burying so well that I thought I was keeping a good lid on. It all kind of came to the surface. And I have learned that I don't believe in coincidence anymore. The
Mhm.
same week that we had some crazy stuff going on, a Harmonic Egg Center opened in Bay City. Now, I had been looking at the Harmonic Egg for years, but the closest one until then was in Naperville, which is like from my house, 3.5 hours. And
Mhm.
Bay City's only 2 hours. So let me tell you, I went there the very first week. And to make it really short and sweet, everything got better. Life changed. And so I tried the Harmonic Egg at the end of September, and my husband tried it in early October over in Bay City. And it was so life changing that we opened in January of 2025, just a couple months later, with 2 Harmonic Eggs ready to change the world. I know that makes us sound crazy. And looking back, it does seem insane. But at the time, it was magic. It was life changing. And I knew it had to come to Grand Rapids.
So you basically launched in 2025, like
Yeah.
January
So it's been
2025.
almost a year and a half.
Woo! Oh
But
my,
I
that
still
is a
consider myself,
whirlwind.
I'm still a new business, really. Growing a business is hard.
It is. Well, so let's go back. I heard you say husband. So you're
Yeah.
obviously married how many years?
We've been married 22 years in July. That's exciting. So almost 22. We have
Okay.
3 wonderful kids. They're all teenagers. And we're totally blessed. I'm born and raised in Grand Rapids. So I've lived here my whole life. And yeah, so we live over closer to Ada, but we opened over here in East Hills, and I'm so glad because I just know that this is the community where it needs to be. But all my friends from Ada can still drive just a few minutes over. Don't you worry.
So what's East Hills to you in Grand Rapids? Where's that area? Is like the old East Hills, like
Well, like when I
workout?
was in high school, I would have called it East Town, but now they've like divided up every single neighborhood. Seems like every couple of
Oh,
blocks seems a different thing. So it's
oh, East Town.
east between East Town and downtown. So I'm on those
Oh,
beautiful red brick roads
oh,
at
they call that
924
East
Cherry.
Hills.
Yes.
Hey, I just learned something. It was not what I expected to learn, but hey, I mean, I've been in Grand Rapids my whole life. I didn't know we broke up into East Hills
Would
now.
you have called it East Town also?
Yeah, I would have called it
Yeah,
East Town for
I
sure.
know, me too.
I mean, I'm from Rockford, is where I was not born, but where I was basically raised. I'm a Rockford Ram. Where did you go to school?
Forest Hills Central.
Oh, you went to First Hill
Yeah.
Central. And did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to Calvin College, born and raised. I've been here my whole life.
Oh my
I never
gosh,
went far
Calvin
away.
College. Okay, well, you're a knight. Woohoo, go
Heck
Knights.
yeah. Now it's a university. It used to be Calvin College when I went there, but now it's Calvin University.
I struggle to say Calvin University. I
I
always
know.
say Calvin College, but now my son just finished his freshman year there. And so
Yay!
right? We're kind of it was funny when he first went there, it was like there's no legacy, like no grandparent, no parent, no he
Mhm,
was like
mhm.
he's the first one in the family. And it was funny how it's all geared around legacy a little bit.
It's a
I feel
beautiful
like
place.
it's a beautiful campus. Tiny, tucked in, lots of trees. It's gorgeous. It was a great first year. So way to go. Go Knights. Did you meet your husband there by chance?
No, he went to Hope College, so we don't watch basketball together. You know, it's
The
okay. It's okay.
rivalry. The
Yeah,
rivalry.
exactly.
Are your
Yep.
kids old enough to start thinking about college?
Yeah, one of them did her first year at GV or at GRCC, and she's going
Okay.
next year to GVSU, so that's
Okay.
exciting.
Yeah.
Our son is going to finish. He's going to do his senior year next year at Forest Hills Northern, and our
Okay.
baby is going to be her freshman at Forest Hills Northern. So
Oh my
three
gosh.
teenagers keeps us busy.
It does. It does, especially if they're in sports. But do the kids then get into the egg? Are they like,
Yeah. My son does it almost every week. He loves it. He even brings friends. On Sundays, sometimes it's like we just spend all day here because we have two eggs and we just put all his friends in it. My daughters do it regularly, not as often as he does, but it's all
okay,
good. And my husband and I do it every week for sure.
okay. All right. Well, that's great. We're going to get into that really, really soon here. But so you mentioned since the business is so new, you were a fitness teacher. Is that what you were saying to me?
Yeah, I taught fitness at all the big gyms in town. There used to be East Hills and the Mac here. I taught at the Southeast YMCA and at the Mary Freebed YMCA. I also taught a little bit at the Sportsplex and at the Crahan MVP locations. So I
Okay.
have taught weightlifting classes and yoga and Pilates. I've worked at some fancy Pilates boutiques, Pilates in East, which is now Bove Pilates, and
Yeah.
Pilates in Ada. So I've Fitness has been my whole thing. I thought you could just sweat through all the stress, sweat through all the trauma, and that works to an extent. It really does. It's a great way to control your emotions, your cortisol levels. So I would never tell anyone to stop working out. But if they need something else, try light and sound therapy.
Light and sound therapy. Right. This is in addition to. So do you still do your fitness classes all on the side, or is this full time for you?
I don't teach them anymore. This is my full-time job now, but we in COVID, when everything went crazy, we built a fairly extensive home gym in our basement. So we still work out 4 mornings a week. My husband and I, we lift weights, we get our guns loaded, muscle strong. And so I'm all about weightlifting. I'm all about Pilates. I have a reformer in my basement. I still use fitness as a healing modality all the time.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the only way to regulate. I think that now that I found this, I added something else too. I still do fitness, I still do journaling, I still do breath work. Light and sound therapy has been it's been
It's
like the icing on the cake.
yeah, it's just like the next level for you.
Yeah.
When you were little, did you, I mean, so tell me when you were little, let's do this. Did you ever have a dream of what you wanted to do when you grew up? I
I've
mean,
had a thousand dreams.
yeah, was it ever fitness? Did you ever imagine yourself owning what it sounds like more of like a franchise a little bit with this Harmonic Egg? Tell me a little bit about your dreams, your goals. How did you do that from way back when, and how did you get into fitness?
I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a physical therapist. I had all the ideas. I ended up at Calvin and I majored in Spanish because that seemed fantastic. I don't use it very much anymore, but I taught fitness classes for 1,000 years and that was fantastic. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, so I always knew there was something more. I taught with fitness for a long time, and then I knew I was missing something. So I did go back to school. I'm an integrative health coach and a nutritional kinesiologist, and I just didn't find. I didn't know how to incorporate a business with that. So that I just kept teaching Pilates. That kind of stayed on the side, and once I found the harmonic egg, I mean, I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have any sort of background. We were like, we need this here now. And I have learned so much. It's not a franchise, but you can only buy the harmonic eggs from one place from Gildan. She's in Colorado. She's actually born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh,
And
great.
she ended up over there in Colorado. And now we're in 14 countries. It's not a franchise, but you can still only buy them from Gildan.
Okay, she was like the creator of the
Yes.
Harmonic Egg. So if
Yes.
anybody wants to open up and purchase one, it's got to be through the one person.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, does your husband have a business background? Was he, because it sounds like he's fully supportive of this business. He must be involved in a little bit. I mean, because without a business plan, it's a full passion project, right? I mean, how did you make this work?
Well, my husband's he has a financial planner and he owns a financial planning business in town. So he
Okay.
does have a lot
Okay.
of business background and he also is fully supportive of me. He believes in me. He believes in whatever I'm doing and he loves the Harmonic Egg. He does not miss a week. So he's noticed changes in his life too. And it's interesting because he and I came at it from different, reasons. Because the Harmonic Egg is not just good for emotional or physical, or there's not just one thing. So for me, I told you, it was a lot of trauma release that I didn't know I had to release. It was a lot of these triggers that used to just, I can't even explain it now because I'm in such a different place, but things used to just set me off and rile me up. And I think I lived a lot with like, keep your head above water, try
Yeah.
to just survive. And
Yeah.
my husband had always been smooth and steady. He's just calm like that. But he's, a business professional and there's always projects to do. There's always things on his plate. And so he loved it for like the clarity of mind and the focus, like, whoa, I can get my job done better. And it's interesting because he and I had totally different reasons for loving it, but
Yeah.
we both fell in love with it.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
think all of our listeners are probably just saying, just get on with it. Tell us how this works. Like, can more than one person go in? How long do you stay in there? How many times do you come? So tell us all of it from,
Okay, so the harmonic egg, I don't know if you can see it behind me.
yeah,
Yeah, so it is a light sound resonant chamber. It's about 12 feet wide and it is about 7 feet or 12 feet like long and 7 feet. It's an egg shaped. It looks like an egg laying on its side. People say it looks like, Mork and Mindy's spaceship or something, but there's a light
blast
above and
from
a
the
light.
past. Working
I know,
Mindy,
right?
you got to be born in the 70s to at least know that one.
So there's a light above and below, and we can use the same color light or different color lights above and below because different colors, it's all just energy and they have different healing benefits. Purple's great for clarity of mind, for focus, for when that monkey brain just runs 1,000 miles an hour and you can't slow it down.
Yeah.
Blue is great for calming inflammation, chronic pain. Green is great for immune support, but it's also good for feelings of, disharmony or resentment. So different colors have different benefits physically and emotionally. And different sounds do also different, cello is really great. It's uplifting if you're dealing with grief and heaviness. Drums and didgeridoo are great for bone density and immune support. Different instruments are different. So there's a speaker on either side of the harmonic egg, and then it's built with the principles of sacred geometry. So it kind of like the seeds in a sunflower or a seahorse tail or a conch shell, these beautiful spirals. It's proportions that you're just a bunch of nature, and your
Yeah.
body recognizes it. So this is untreated walnut. So it doesn't absorb any of the energy. So once we get the light and the sound going, we shut the doors, the energy just bounces around. We can keep you sitting upright, or we can recline your chair back to like zero gravity. So you can even just fall asleep in there.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Once you're in the egg, it is 50 minutes, 50. And that includes 40 minutes of music and 10 minutes of silence. And then I ding a little chime. But the first time you come in, we got to fill out some intake forms. And I need to get to know, like, what do you need? What are your intentions for the session? Or if there's anything I should know about, like, for example, bee vibrations are very healing and calming for a lot of people. But if you're allergic to bees, that would stress out your nervous system, would recognize that. So there's a lot of questions that I go through and ask on the intake forms before I choose your music and your colors. And here's the tricky thing that's hard to explain. So everyone leaves the session relaxed. That's kind
Yeah.
of just how it goes. Most people sleep better that first night than they have in weeks. But the magic happens over the next 5 to 7 days because it takes a few days for the frequencies to integrate. And then I always say, like, I can't fix what happens in life. So maybe your boss is a jerk, or maybe the dog barks too loud, or maybe the person in front of you is a terrible driver. I can't fix that. But when your nervous system is balanced, you don't get as triggered or as angsty. You don't get as like riled up. And I watch my words. I'm not allowed to treat, heal, or cure because I'm not a doctor.
Sure.
But stress is the underlying cause of every disease and illness in the world. So if I can help your body manage stress better and handle what happens in life, pretty much I can help with anything. I watch my wording though. I'm not treating, healing, or curing.
Sure. Sure. That's awesome. So can more than one person go in the egg at a time, or is it just one person in the one chair?
I have 2 eggs, so I could have like
Oh,
if you're a mom and you have a little a little baby or a little child
Yeah.
who could sit on your lap, then we would focus it more on the child. But usually it's a one
Okay.
person deal. I mean, the chair is fairly large, but it's built for one person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
So you could go with a friend and then just go simultaneously and
Let
have
me
that
tell
done.
you, the
Okay.
conversations at dinner or at lunch after you each have your egg sessions would be so good because you're going to have totally different sessions, depending on your
Yeah.
intention.
Could you, after getting out of the egg, because you say a lot of it comes the days afterwards, can you ruin it by doing something like all of the good progress? Is there anything that we need to avoid afterwards? Is it anything, foods or different types of frequencies that would be negative to you? I mean, are there things that in order to get the best results, what should we avoid?
Well, two things. Number one, I would say something you should do for sure is stay hydrated the next 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
Think about it like, if we're working on frequencies and we want to help your body get to a different frequency. Think about it like if you drop a rock in a pond, it goes like this, wong, 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 with all the
Yeah.
different ripples.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, think about that. Like, that's hydrated. That's all the water moving. We're trying to move the different energy through your body. So, if you're hydrated, it's going to work better. Like, think like a grape versus a raisin. Which one's going
Yeah.
to let frequency go through it better? So, stay hydrated is number one. And then I would say, as much as I love energy work, I love all kinds of energy work. I want
Mhm.
you to give yourself a chance to integrate the frequencies here. So, do the harmonic egg today and then don't do anything like Reiki or acupuncture or anything for a few days. Like I love all forms of energy work, but we don't want to overwhelm your nervous system.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
harmonic egg is super powerful. So like even if you love it, you can't come back like tomorrow. Even if you're like, I want to do it every day for the rest of my life, I'm going to say, no, no, how about once a week? That's plenty because it is real powerful. I know there are other healing modalities on the market that they say come every day, for the first 21 days or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
This is way more powerful and I would not recommend that. It's awesome, but it's magic. It's magic, but you don't do it every day.
The one in Bay City did she just had the one egg you said?
Yeah, yeah. So
But
now there's one in base.
you just went all in like we're doing this. We're having two like right out of the
Go
gate.
big or go home.
Well, because I mean, we didn't have one in this area.
Right.
Nobody was really aware of it until a year ago. I mean,
Yeah.
what gave you the confidence to just throw two in there and make this work?
You know what? I really truly feel so blessed that I am able to bring this healing to Grand Rapids. I
Yes.
figure it made such a big difference in my life. I had only done it one time, and my husband had only done it one time. And it was such a big difference that we opened a couple months later. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. That makes me sound crazy, but
Well, I think it makes it sound doable.
yeah.
It's definitely on your face. You've just got the biggest smile and glow. So, I mean, you can definitely tell it's a passion project, but it's also your background is fitness already. And you
Yeah.
definitely seem to resonate towards you understanding our bodies are energy. And this
Hmm.
wasn't a new concept necessarily, it just was
Right.
an enhancement. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I'm floored that the business could be open so quickly. You found a space, signed the lease, ordered the pot, the eggs, and it came. Like, so
Doesn't that tell you right there it was meant to be?
it was meant to be. It
It
was meant
was
to be.
totally.
'Cause I don't believe in coincidences either. I think
Right.
everything just all happened for a reason. So tell me now, since you've been open this almost year and a half, how has business been? I mean, is it word of mouth that people are just rolling in? Is it, do you market in some way where people can look and find more? Do you have a website? Where can we get more information? How have you built business?
Right. A lot of it is word of mouth because this is kind of a new concept. It's a new niche. So word of mouth is definitely helping. But I have, a website. I have Instagram, Facebook. Crazy enough, I get a lot of people who come in from TikTok, which I'm 44. So TikTok seems like the weirdest thing to me, but people love it and they find me on TikTok all the time. I'm part of a couple different business associations in town. And so I do think that networking is part of it. I think if I opened, say, a massage place or a chiropractor office, people at least vaguely understand what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I instead opened a harmonic egg center and I say, come sit in my eggs. So there takes a little bit of education. That's the toughest
Yeah,
part is I need to get in front of people and I need to tell them what it is.
yeah.
And so a lot of networking, a lot of face to face is what I'm doing right now at this point.
Yeah. So what are your hours there? Do you call it a studio, a business? Where do you refer to your, it's like your
Wellness center.
wellness center? Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your hours at the wellness center? Is it normal 9 to 5 or is it by obviously by appointment?
Well, remember, I have three kids, so I can't. I mean, at this point, I can't do 9 to 5. I'm work over right now Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays 9 till 2,
Okay.
and then Tuesdays it's 2 till 6, or by appointment later till like 8 or so.
Okay.
Fridays it's by appointment only. It's on my website, but I'm not here if there's not an appointment.
Sure.
And starting next week, I'm going to be available Thursday nights from 6 to 10, because some people are requesting like after work hours, and the Tuesday night is not quite late enough. So we're making it work.
Yeah, well, you're evolving based
Yeah,
on demand. I understand that. Yeah, and with people working all day, you don't want to stress them out just trying to get to you. You're trying to like take that away. No stress.
exactly. One of the other really cool things I've done. So when I first moved in here, I had white walls and I didn't know what kind of art to put up. That's always kind of scary. You don't want to offend people. You don't want to get too weird. And
Mhm.
then during Art Prize last year, I had 14 artists in here, and the energy just came alive, and it was so beautiful. So after that, I started meeting with a gallery consultant, like find me local artists from Grand Rapids who are really cool and only have good energy. And so now I have maybe 21 local artists. Most are right from Grand Rapids proper. Some are like from Grand Haven or Richland, just a little bit outside.
Sure.
But I have wall art. I have a couple different jewelry people. I have stationery. I have beautiful lamps and candles. And I feel like the energy is just helping my place come alive a little bit. Art is so healing.
I gotcha. So when you said you hosted, like, or maybe I misunderstood, did you actually host during Art Prize? Like, were you like an Art Prize station where you had art and people were coming in on a
Mhm.
regular basis?
Yeah, it was an art prize venue, and I had 14 artists with their art hung up. So some of them just had one piece of art, some of them had like a series. One of them had a 3D kind of interactive. It was like you would stand in front of these TV screens and it would move between Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, and Salvador Dali styles of art, but it was like you as you moved. So I tried to have fun with that. I'm not going to do that again this year because now I already have so much art all over my walls.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful thing to get it started.
I was gonna say, what a great way to market your business and to have everybody come to your venue for a Art Prize stop.
Exactly.
And being in East Town, you can do that.
East Hills, remember East Hills? Now we're
Yeah,
fancy East Hills.
I know East Hills to me is still the sports, the
I
sports club.
taught there for so long. I know that was my gym. That was my gym. I loved it.
I
I
loved
taught
East
mommy
Hills
boot
too.
camp there back in the day for so many years.
There you go. I mean, I did love that place. That place was enormous, and I
Hmm.
loved all the classes and everything about it. That was one of the saddest things to go away. Well, you also mentioned Claude Monet, so I have to push this out here. I actually went to his place in France. I've
Oh
been
my
to his
gosh.
place.
Was it beautiful and amazing?
Yeah, it really was beautiful and amazing. It looks like so I came home with not like signed Monet art, of course, but some of his duplicates that they were selling there, but it was really cool. Yeah, to
I
be
love that.
I could not get to Vincent van Gogh because we only had a small time in Amsterdam and we went to Anne Frank's house instead of Van Gogh, but I got Monet in, so
Woohoo.
and now he's on your walls and he's making everybody feel so good.
Art is so beautiful and so healing.
So do people can they sign up online? You have your own appointment schedule, I guess is what I'm
Yep.
trying to say. They can just sign up online and then you're there because boom, 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 the slots are being filled.
Yeah. So if you go to harmoniceggr.com,
Okay.
there's a button. I think it says book now, but it might say booking. I think it says
Okay.
book now. And you just go
Okay.
there. You're going to click on what type of appointment do you want. You just say like harmonic egg session or new client harmonic egg. I have a couple of different things too that I offer, but that's what we're talking about now. So you
Yeah.
click on that and it'll take you to the schedule, and it will take you, whatever days you want, whatever times you want. If you're going to schedule with a friend, you
Yeah.
can't schedule like two of them for 9 o'clock, because remember, I have to go through the intake forms and stuff. So it's like
Sure.
9 and 9:20, or 10:15 and 10:35, or 11:30 and 11:50. It doesn't always take 20 minutes to get the first person in. But remember,
Yeah.
we're trying to calm you down and de-stress. So I don't want to be
Yeah.
like, come on, speed up, speed up. So we just have a nice peaceful time. And if you come in with your best friend, just schedule them 20 minutes apart.
So do people have to prepay online or do they pay when they're done?
You have to put a credit card in to reserve it, but you can hit the
Okay.
like pay now or reserve without paying. I
Okay.
just also, when I first opened, a couple people, I didn't have that requirement, and a couple people
Yeah.
would just no show, and I'd follow up and they'd say, "Oh, I forgot." But if you put a credit card in, you're more
Yeah.
likely to show up. So I save, protect myself and you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I understand that completely. Do you offer specials or like so many visits for a specific price, or is everyone just an individual cost?
Yeah, so usually a regular session is 135. On my
Okay.
website though, it says the first session is always 15% off and there's a discount code right on my website. But then I also
Perfect.
offer a 3 pack, a 10 pack, a 20 pack, and a 30 pack, and a
That's
monthly membership. The membership is the best deal because it has some extra bonuses too. And that's
mm,
$100 a month. And the nice thing is though, with the big packs, the 20 pack and the 30 pack, you can share them with friends and family. Whereas if you buy a 3 pack or a 10 pack, they're for you to use. But like if you love it and you want to invite all your best friends or you have family
yeah.
coming in town and you want everyone to share, just buy that big pack.
I was going to say, I like that you do that. That was my next question is, can you share your visits then? Obviously, that's great. So, just real quick, can the HSA, if somebody has an HSA, can that be used in your egg?
It can be, but that is every card is different. So most cards I can run. Some of them have not gone through, but most do. I have noticed that some cards will let me still do it on a monthly membership, and some of them though you can use it like every time, but you can't put it on a recurring payment thing. Different HSA have different rules.
Sure.
Yeah.
I understand that too. Now, my last question is, because this is the biggest deal in Grand Rapids for me, parking.
Yeah.
Can you,
So
can
if you park
you-
on the street right in front, you have to pay for it. But if you just go a little bit east, like right there by my bit, you can take the little road behind and park behind my building.
yeah.
It's a small building, so it's like a 30-second walk to the front of my building. Parking is free back there.
Oh, good to know.
Woo!
Oh, like free parking.
Yeah.
I love that. So you mentioned like different frequencies. It makes me think of like every once in a while I'll jump on YouTube and do that pan music.
Yeah.
That's something that people could do like outside of coming to your egg. I mean, are those going to be beneficial too? If you're in the car and you're just listening to this pan music, those frequencies are supposed to be good too.
Mhm.
Are there that, or is there other things outside of what you do that can continue to help?
Right. So obviously I think the harmonic egg is the best way to do it, but definitely go home. Calming music is still great. There's sound baths that you could do. I think the harmonic egg is, I mean, I know that the harmonic egg is more personalized and individualized, but like sound baths are really healing and are going to be maybe a easier thing to get to. Definitely you can even just go ground, go do some deep breathing. Make sure you stay hydrated. Um Walk outside, get some sunshine. There's so many beautiful ways to do, but one of the things about our harmonic egg. Are we doing okay on time? I
We're
see you
doing
looking. Oh, good.
we're doing great on time. I know I was just thinking, like you said, vitamin D, and I was like, I went walking last night. Sorry,
Yes.
you saw my wheels turning.
I know. I saw your eyes. I thought you were looking at a clock.
No.
So one of the cool things about our harmonic eggs is we don't use MP3 files, which is
Okay.
how most of the stuff you're going to get online is like MP3 files, which is the C and the M, or those are like compressed files, the
Yeah.
MP3. Whereas we use .wav files or .wave files, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
like not compressed. They're like the big sounds. So you're getting the full range of all the sounds of every note. It does mean that it takes up a lot more storage. Like, so you wouldn't want to put like all these songs on your cell phone because it would take up all your storage.
All the storage. Okay.
But we have other stuff. These are there's no Bluetooth in there. There's no EMF. It's all like plugged in with cords, and so it
Okay.
is totally EMF free. And I
Good.
have a EMF detector. It's a Faraday cage, which is kind of cool. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah.
So when you did this, did you ever have, or even since starting your business, where people are just not open to this kind of stuff? Does it make you kind of question doing this? I mean, what are people saying to you, or how do you turn them around?
Well, you know what? I know that I'm totally blessed to do this, and I know there's going to be setbacks, so I'm not even going to let it hold me back. But number one, we're in a very conservative area here in West Michigan, and number two, I mean, I'm like 2 or 3 miles from like medical mile where there's all
Sure.
the hospitals and everything, and so I guess the two things I get is some people say, "Is this new age?" And I'm like, no, like light and sound therapy have been around for millennia. I have PubMed articles on my website showing the science and like the medical applications of different light and sound. So it is frustrating people say that, but I just need to tell them,
Yeah.
no, there's, whatever. The other thing is, some people say like, I want medical proof that this is going to heal X and Y and Z because I could go take this pill instead. And my doctor says this pill, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm anti-Western medicine. I'm not saying don't take pills. Totally. But we can work, it can be complementary. And if your nervous system is balanced, any other form of therapy you do is going to work better, whether that's physical therapy or talk therapy or chemotherapy. If you're always in that fight or flight mode,
Hmm.
nothing really works as well. No healing happens.
Right.
So I would never say stop doing whatever therapies you're doing, but this can be a great complement to it.
Got it. I love that too. I mean,
Mhm.
and I would always say at least try it. It's not actually that expensive now that you put those prices out there for us
Yeah.
to mull over. I'm like, hey, that's doable. You could actually, I mean, your health is worth it, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I would much rather try more of that natural frequency sound before I would have anything invasive going in,
Yeah.
right? You want to protect this
Yeah.
is the one body we get. We have to take care of it.
Yes, absolutely. And like you're going to pay for your health at some point. So are you going to pay for it proactively now or with like a lot of pills and rehab later? You only get this one body. This is the only place you
This
have to
is
live
it.
in,
This is it. I
And
agree.
it's the whole thing together. It's the physical aspect, the mental, it's all of it together.
Well, and it sounds like, with some of the things that I was thinking about ahead of time, I mean, it, I wanted to know what would have been really rewarding to you about having this, but I think you've already shared, unless there's something more that you can think of. The rewarding part of this, maybe to you, is seeing people come on out or having people come back or having people at peace or feel healed. I don't know. Is there something different that feels so rewarding to you for having done this business?
I'm going to take that a couple different directions.
Sure.
Personally, I honestly feel like I'm a new person. And I know that sounds, if you don't know me from 5 years ago, it's hard to explain, but I have a lot of siblings who are like steps and halves who, we don't always
Yeah.
stay in touch as much. But someone who a sister I hadn't seen in several years came over at Christmas time and we talked for a long time. And she called one of my other siblings, again, that we don't see each other as much. And she was like, oh my gosh, I had the best conversation I've had with Courtney in like 25 years. Like, what is going on? And my brother was like, I think she's doing that weird egg thing. And so like that just shows, people that I don't stay in touch with that much see a difference, which is
Yeah.
beautiful. Then the other thing I was going to say, I'm going to jump back to my clients.
Yeah.
My favorite part is always the 5 minutes after their session. So I always bring an electrolyte beverage and I'm like, stay hydrated. You can sit in there or come on out. I have chairs in all the rooms and because everyone has a different experience.
Yeah.
Most people notice wherever you have blockages. So maybe you have TMJ or a migraine headache, or if you get tense and you do this a lot,
Yeah.
wherever you're carrying tension, people report feeling either a tingling or like a weighted blanket feel, like, oh, I don't want to pick up my arm, it's so heavy.
Oh,
Or some people feel a warmth. And so I just love to hear what everyone else has. Some people tell me I kept my eyes closed the whole time, but I
yeah.
could see like auras of color or whatever. So I can't explain all that, but I just love hearing everyone's take on it. Or people tell me like, it started in my fingers and I felt it go all the way up my arm. Or I had one woman, she's a ballet dancer and she's hurt her ankle and her foot several times over the years. And she said, my foot was warm the whole time, almost like pulsing. And then when the silence started, so there's 10 minutes of silence at the end, she's like, then it just kind of all just floated away. And
Oh,
that's a
love that.
beautiful thing.
Everything that you just described made me think of something that I had tried. It had come, somebody had recommended this to me. It's called the Energy Enhancement System up in
Hmm.
Mount Pleasant.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that? Where,
I know a little bit about it. I
is it
was
similar?
No, it's not similar.
Okay.
Same principles. I think that there's a lot of products on the market that are built on the principles of, you know, Tesla, energy, all
Yep.
that great stuff. I'd rather not talk about another product because I think mine's the best.
Well, of course, no. I was just trying to see, is this similar? I'm not trying to enhance anybody else's product, but just trying to bring it into some of the thinking because, there are different things out there.
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure how are you different than going to this room with screens everywhere,
Well, if you're going to go into most of those places have multiple chairs in the same room and
yes,
systems, and you can have 6 or 8 people. Some of them you sleep there. Some of them you just do like 4 hours or whatever. I,
yeah.
this is you get your own private setting. I don't know if you can see, but it is
Yeah,
about
show
12
us.
feet wide. It is a beautiful space just for you.
Okay.
It's it's already big, but it feels even bigger because it's built with those principles of sacred geometry, and you can
Okay.
recline back. But it takes about, even if it's your first time and we have to go through all the talk, it's maybe an hour and 10 or an hour and 15 minutes. So that's different. Also, it's private. I don't think I would like to, if I'm focusing on my healing, I don't want to have 8 other people in the room.
Yeah,
That's
I
like doing
get
talk therapy with 8 other people in the room. No, thank you.
No, I get it. So it's similar, but I understand what's different. That's where it just kind of popped into my head because I had gone to something like that before and
Mhm.
tried it. But this would be, I get it. Like the energy would just be all you. It's an
Yeah.
individual time frame. And yeah, you're sharing that space with so many other people. And I could see so many more benefits of being in your own little egg pod.
Yeah. The cool thing is like sound is the best way I have found to unbury all those, emotions that we shove down.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love talk therapy, and I'm not anti talk therapy, but some people don't love it. For some people, there's power in the spoken word. And the more you rehearse and recite your traumas, that doesn't, for some people, that just stresses them out more. Whereas here, you can uncover all of your buried emotions. You don't even need to process them. So most people feel progressively kind of like better over the next 7 days or so.
Okay.
Some people, though, if a lot of emotion comes up during your session, if you get some tears and stuff, you might
Yeah.
be a little bit more tired the next day. So I always say the next day, do not go run a marathon. Do not
Oh,
make
yeah.
it your like heaviest lift day ever, because depending on what comes up in the egg, you may or may not need a little more just mellow.
Well, I love you're open on Saturdays. That's a big commitment, but
Mhm.
that gives people Sunday to kind of refresh. Have
Exactly.
that down day. Well, I'm going to pivot really quick because I had kind of prepped you ahead of time to think about something new I wanted to do in season two is related to business is like,
Mhm.
do you listen to TED Talks and what has been maybe your favorite TED Talk that you've ever listened to and why? Why would you say you love that particular one?
I don't listen to TED Talks a ton. I I did listen to that question and I was like, TED Talks is not my jam. I have several different podcasts I love, and
Sure.
I love the podcasts that are into exploring. I don't want one that's going to tell me the answers. Like, here's your question. Well, this is the answer. I like the ones that are open ended. I like the ones that they have scientists or they have psychologists or they have a lot of really brilliant minds exploring topics that they don't have solid answers for, because it gets my mind thinking. I
Mhm.
figure this is a beautiful gift called life, and I want to just live it to the fullest. I don't want someone to just give me all the answers. I was in a major car accident in 95 and I had to, learn to walk and talk again. I know that I'm going to do great things. I know that I'm here for a reason, because there's no way that I should have survived this big car accident that I was
Sure.
in. So I
Yeah.
know I've got big things planned for me, and every day is a gift. So I just want to keep learning. I want to keep investigating. I love to read and listen to like scientific podcasts. And
What's your favorite podcast, the scientific podcast, for those that might want to jump on and listen as well? What one do you like?
okay, well, don't laugh because my two very favorite ones. I like Mayim's, oh, I can't even think of burnout. Maya Bialik's breakdown. So she
Okay.
was the one who was Blossom on the show Blossom. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
Sheldon's girlfriend on The Big
Yeah.
Bang Theory, and she's
Yes.
a neuroscientist. She has a PhD. And so I love it that she started out her podcast. The first couple seasons, it was like interviewing people in Hollywood or like other actors. And now
Yeah.
she interviews brain scientists and people who've had crazy experiences, like religious leaders around the world. From all, now she's Jewish, but she doesn't just interview Jewish leaders. She interviews Catholics and Jewish and Hindu and all different people who have different ways to think about things. And the
Okay.
other one I love is even more out there. Don't laugh. I love Alex Ferrari's Next Level Soul. He interviews religious people, metaphysical people. He interviews everything crazy from channelers to he interviewed Gil Lynn, who made the Harmonic Egg. So he
Oh,
interviews
cool.
all people who've had like near death experiences to try to
Yeah,
see what they learn about. Again, none of them have answers, but they all pose different questions that get you thinking.
sure. No,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, we're told always that we're using maybe 10% of our brain. I mean, our brain is amazing. And sometimes
Mhm.
even when I feel like I'm full at the end of the day or I have to study for some test or credential for my finance, I'm like, oh no, no. I've got room. Sometimes I tell myself, I've got room. I know I'm not using even half of you. You just make
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
talk to yourself like, no, no, no. Our brains are sponges, right? We can just and we have to exercise them. People say they're like muscles that we have to continuously use as well. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think that's great that you have all of this information that you're ready to listen to and absorb and continue thinking.
One thing that I've been really trying to do is speaking of like brain training and everything,
Yeah,
and again, I'm not the brain scientist, but I listen to a lot of bright people. So rather than just, now I say a lot of positive affirmations, I talk positively to myself as much as I can. But instead of always just saying, like, you are brilliant, you are powerful, whatever, sometimes you got to ask yourself the question and it activates your reticular activating system. So if
right.
you say, like, why am I so successful? Or why do I sleep so well? Why do I wake up rested every day? You ask yourself these questions, say it out loud, use your throat chakra, and then your brain is constantly searching for answers. So it's going to look for the right answers. So that's what I've been trying to do lately is not just throw positive vibes into the world, but ask myself questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's a great idea. I mean, if you throw those questions up, then can you give yourself the answer? So can you do the question, then the declaration?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your brain's going to look for even more answers. That's just like on a subconscious level, your brain's going to keep searching for answers. If you say, why am I so healthy? You can say, because I eat healthy and I try to get some sleep and I stay hydrated and I balance my nervous system. But your brain's also going to keep in the background. It's going to
yeah.
look for more answers.
Oh, I love that. That's perfect. I love declarations, positive self-talk. It's all so wonderful. Well, so let's go ahead and just pivot a minute to make sure that our listeners are hopefully wanting to share this information because this has been an amazing podcast. So much so with the information, the opportunity to check you out on your website, to have an experience in the egg. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody should at least just go once and see because it sounds like it's something that everybody's going to feel something when they're done, right?
absolutely.
That's what we're all looking for is just being able to try it and be able to know that it's working in some positive way and it brings us back and it gives us more of a quality of life, a healing, a natural healing. And
Mhm.
I think that we can, like we said, you only get one body. We've got
Yeah.
to treat it well. So please, for everybody that's out there listening to women in the businesses they own podcast, please share it. Please subscribe so that you get the next episode and maybe even share it with somebody that you know could really use this. I'll have it posted here hopefully by the end of the day and that we can go
Yay.
ahead and get those links and share it. But after they do that, I am ready for the lightning round. And this is the part that it's just a couple of questions that are more personality driven, maybe even a little bit more laughter. So, um, let's go ahead and start with the first one. And if you can imagine a timer, shh, these are supposed to be pretty quick. Got it? What's one item always sitting on your nightstand?
Books.
What's one place on your bucket list you still hope to visit someday?
Egypt.
Egypt. Okay, why Egypt?
Because there's so much sacred geometry in Egypt. I want to learn about what the pyramids have to offer. I don't know. It'd be amazing.
I think the technology of the pyramids are still something that
We're still learning more.
we're still, I mean, there's like underground floors in these
Yes.
pyramids, and I'm floored by the technology. There's something there, but let's keep going. Okay, so are you more drawn to a quiet retreat in nature or a big entertainment event or concert?
No, quiet retreat in nature.
I mean, I think I knew that one after our whole podcast, but it was
Yeah.
already there. If you could instantly master any skill you don't currently have, what would it be?
I would love to speak a lot of languages so I could just communicate with more people. Not that I want to go into a big crowd with 7,000 people, but I would love to communicate with more.
That's cool. Don't you think that language, with learning language, also does more for our brain, opens it up and kind of makes us just, and it sounds like you, because you're always learning and you're wanting to listen to these cool podcasts and all of your background. I could see where you could probably pick up another language so quickly, actually.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to learn so many things right now.
Fair
I'm
enough.
spread a little thin.
What's your favorite way to completely recharge your own energy?
Hello, Harmonic Egg.
You're going to go in the egg, and
You
that's
know
how
it.
we're
Every
going
week,
to
every week.
that's how we're going to finish that up. Well, so let me ask you this as one final question. And if there was anything else that you wanted to share today before we close, what would it be? How would you sum up today?
Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful world we live in. Just keep learning, keep exploring, raise your frequency. This world, we need a little more loving in this world. So let's just all be kind and gentle to each other.
What's one of the highest frequencies that somebody could do right now if they were listening? And as we end, what's a high frequency if they go out? What could they do?
Like a good activity?
Yeah, something that would have like because love has a high frequency, so they
Right.
could like hug on somebody.
Yeah.
What's
And you gotta
another?
hug for like 20 seconds at least. None of this like just wimpy like shoulder hug. Like just share love, communicate. You gotta laugh. You gotta see people and not just online, not just like this whole like Zoom
Yeah,
thing, but you gotta
right.
see people, hug them, laugh with them. Use those smile muscles.
So when I see you, I think Thursday night, I'll hug you for 20 seconds. I'll be counting.
Yes, exactly. It'll be so fun. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday night.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So I also think like frequencies, good frequencies could be just being amongst the trees, right? Going out, take your shoes off, walk in the grass.
Barefoot.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so that was kind of something that I was thinking about too as we wrap up this conversation. I mean, I wasn't exactly sure I had a good idea what the egg was, but all of this, I am just loving the frequencies, the sound, the therapy, all of it. So, and I definitely love the way that you just wrapped it up with the declarations and learning, even myself, is to question ourselves, ask our own self. Our brains are amazing. So, I love that very much. Well, thank you, Courtney, for sharing your story, your business, and your heart with us today. You remind us that sometimes healing begins simply by creating space to pause and breathe and become more aware of ourselves and the energy around us. So today you shared your story and you shared it beautifully. And today she came, she spoke, and she inspired. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Ta-da!
Hey, I just had a thought and I didn't want to throw it out there during, are we still being recorded?
Hang on just a second.